Knight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Slow Ride by Foghat. And that's on my January. Okay, so the bigger picture. This is really wild because Astro gave me a download last night for you to look at the bigger picture, and they wanted me to explain a story. And then when I opened up my book to study today, you're never going to believe what the first sentence is. The facts are now known that we are part of a bigger picture and there is a purpose to everything in life. Now, isn't that wild? Because that's exactly the paragraph I'm studying, but I didn't read that yet. And they told me to talk about the bigger picture. Okay? That all conditions allowing for existence in space and time are following a cosmic blueprint, as if something beyond our comprehension is wearing everything with exact precision. Our science has rediscovered our condition with everything else, seen and unseen, and most important, that everything is interconnected to everything else in the wonderful web or matrix of energy that our new science calls unified field. Now, I didn't read that paragraph before I came on here. Good morning, Bianca. I did not read that paragraph before I came on here. And that comprehension of weaving everything with exact precision and that everything is interconnected, that there's a cosmic blueprint, a purpose to everything in life, and that we are part of a bigger picture. Okay? So, with that in mind, I want to quick tell you a story that they wanted me to tell you. Okay? In Astro last night, we were discussing judgment. Okay? Now, judgment, you're always judging, like, oh, I feel sorry for that guy or that animal, right? Or look at all the children that got abused under the tunnels, okay? Really traumatic things, right? Okay, well, here's what they wanted me to tell you. Okay, so you have a guy sitting in the cell and he's starving and he's beaten up, and you walk by his cell and you feel all this empathy for him, okay? But you didn't see what he did to earn his seat in that cell, right? You didn't see him, let's say, beat up that dog or that child, right? Okay, then you are feeling sorry for that dog or that child that he had hurt, okay? So then you didn't see what that child or that dog did in their past life. Okay? So I think you're kind of getting what I'm saying here. Everything has a bigger picture. So it's not to say that we're not supposed to feel empathy and we're not supposed to feel um, sorry for people. But in order for us to get over judgment and let God be the judge and not us, we have to start seeing the bigger picture. That includes you, okay? You're sitting, let's say, in some guilt and some shame from your childhood trauma that we've been trying to tell you to deal with, and you don't know how, right? Okay, but we have to see this bigger picture of it is what it is. Everything's happening for a reason. Rewind and listen to that paragraph again, okay? If we've seen the bigger picture like God does, that's why I say don't send evil back. Let God take care of it, because otherwise you're just going right down to their level. So stay high vibed and let God, your boss, take care of it. Just like when I said, when you have an unruly customer, call in your supervisor, your boss, a higher up to deal with it. You don't usually deal with it. You call somebody higher up. That's what we want to do with the little evil minions that are still running around right now. Okay? Because they are. We don't have them all yet. Okay? So keep the affirmation is keep stepping on the heads of your enemies. That's true. Okay? You want to keep stepping on the heads of your enemies, but that's just as you're walking by. You're not deliberately, they're in your way. You're not deliberately seeking them out for revenge. You're stepping on their heads because you're higher than them and you're walking past them and you have to step on their heads. Versus, I'm seeking you out to get revenge. Give it to God. Give it to God. Okay? Because the bigger picture you don't know. Just like if you see someone in high authority that's a master teacher, master teachers master stuff. To become a master teacher, if you've seen what we go through, you would understand and you wouldn't be envious or jealous or any of the feelings that you might have, right? You'd probably be happy. You'd probably be respecting us more if you knew what we had to go through to master something to become a master teacher. Okay, so they wanted me to explain all that because of the fact that a lot of you cannot get past childhood judgment. You can't get past the trauma. You can't get past hating people. You can't get past being empathetic or I feel so sorry for such and such a situation. You know, I'm not asking you to become cold and callous. I'm asking you to start seeing the bigger picture. Okay? So without me beating this to death, okay? Bigger picture. All of their lives that they've had, what brought them to this point? Why are they in that cell all beaten, bloody, and starving? Okay? Yes, it's sad because they're a human being and you feel for their soul, but you have to see the whole picture. That will help you into letting God be God. Okay? Let God be God. That saying, let go, let God. What are you going to let God do? Be God. Right. Okay, let's pull some cards, and that's what they wanted me to tell you from Astro. I hope that helped. Oh, it helped me tremendously learning that. Tremendously. I don't judge anything or anyone now because I don't know the whole picture. Okay? So we've got strength on the bottom of the deck, but it is in reverse. So with the strength card in reverse, I think you know what that means. It means just what I said. It says you're stuck in that kind of a feeling of guilt, shame, anxiety, feeling sorry for, being mad at. Any of them sentences, if you fit into any one of them, that's the strength upside down. We've got to see the bigger picture. Everything is connected. Everything that happens to everyone is their soul contract playing out. Just like I said when I said master teachers have mastered something to become a master teacher. Well, what did they have to master? And how did they have to master it? It's lifetimes upon lifetimes upon lifetimes. So that might be able to help you through this childhood trauma that we've been telling you is holding everybody back. Not even just childhood trauma, it's called cell memory. And cell memory is deeper than childhood trauma. Cell memory is all your lifetimes, all that stuff that's inside you. Remember, I said we're on all dimensions at all times. We're fragments of many different lifetimes. This is a very deep subject. So hopefully that will help you to know if you have any of them feelings, don't have them because you don't know the bigger picture. Okay, underneath the strength is the moon in reverse. So just what I just said, okay? You don't really know what's going on. The moon is in reverse until you get a clear knowledge of this. And how do you get a clear knowledge of this? Just what I said. You study books like this, and you listen to people like me, and then you put it into practice. Because we can only be a book and a voice. We can't do it for you. Okay? So, top of the deck, we have the Six of Cups in reverse and the Ace of Swords. So that's Saint Michael saying, listen up, this is the sword of truth. You have been putting the past behind. He's very happy for that. This is the nostalgia card upright, where the little boy and the puppy now are a man and a big dog, right? You've been putting it, that's good. You've been putting it aside. He's saying it's good. He's saying this is just more added information for you to study, study, study. It was 11:11 on the clock, and keep getting rid of the past. And as you get rid of the past by saying, you know what? I don't know why I had to go through what I went through, but it was all part of the bigger picture. Look at this, look at this. You're leaving all that behind and you're saying, wow, the bigger picture. I went through that to go through that. It's kind of like I went through the puppy and the boy stage to become a man and a dog, right? You keep going forward to become the rest of your soul contract. So we've got the Nine of Wands. We've been seeing the Nine of Wands everywhere, okay? Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is everything I just said again about leaving everything behind. Nines turn into a 10 and getting rid of the burdens and the past thinking. This up here is your biggest enemy, believe it or not. Six of Swords, journey forward. Again, the cards are just backing up everything we said. Journey forward. Okay? And then we have your hard work is paying off. Okay? Just by you listening to this today. Okay? Just listening to this today, you're putting in some hard work and you're getting nuggets of information. If you could walk forward from this moment on, seeing that everything is for a reason and everything has its purpose and everything is for a bigger picture, boy, does it make things lighter and more easy to walk forward. Okay? Now you've got lots of options. You've got lots of books out there. You've got lots of people to listen to out there, but they're telling you to really stay focused on the ones that connect. Like if I connect with you, Mega says, good morning, you are so beautiful and gorgeous. Well, thank you. But if I'm connecting with you, Soul Sister, Grand Rising, if I'm connecting with you, then stay listening, but then put it into action, is what I'm saying. So you don't necessarily have to go buy Ishmael Perez's book and study it like me, but can you study what Astro is telling me to tell you? Big one today, a big drop. And look at the same paragraph in the book is what Astro told me to tell you. And that's what we were studying last night. We were doing a lot of stuff with dogs, and that's really not too surprising that the dog picture came up, because we were doing lots and lots of things with dogs, training dogs. And some of the dogs had to be trained a certain way because of their cell memory. And other dogs got trained different ways because of their cell memory. Well, that's the same with you and me. Some of us can be master teachers because we went through it. Some of us have to be just leaders. Leaders lead, right? Teachers teach. Okay? So we fit you to your soul contract. How do we fit you to your soul contract? By your cell memory, by the things that you did in the past. So it's a lot like the Matrix, right? Where you go to a job and they say, okay, you don't need to be a cashier because you've got 10 years experience being a manager. So we're going to put you in the manager's position. Why? Because you've already had 10 years of being a cashier. So you have lots of options, but they want you to, as I said yesterday about tapping out and tapping in, they want you to tap into the right things. You don't have to listen to politics just because we have politics in 3D. You don't have to focus your life on money just because we have to pay bills, okay? This could be your main focus. It is mine. Okay, so Seven of Pentacles. What they're saying is what you're planting, you're going to grow. That's what they're saying with this card. What you're putting your mind and time into is what you're going to get out of it. Okay? So it's up to you. You can either listen to this and do it, or you can just say, wow, that was interesting. Okay? Justice in reverse. Now look at how the card is in reverse. You see the higher self is on top with the two gold balance scales next to her. This way, that's you trying to balance. So what this is telling me is they're telling me that you have to talk to your higher self more and become your higher self more in order to get the justice, the balancing out. What did I just say? Right? Exactly. We've got to balance this out. Tap out, tap in. Watch yesterday's video. It continues today with another lesson from Astro, right? Big time higher self came out. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. I just love this. I love tarot. Okay, and then you want to celebrate. Four of Wands. You want to get those tambourines out, put the mini skirts on, get your wand out. For the guys, you want to get your Levi's out and your t-shirts, right? Remember Levi's? Okay, because we want to celebrate this. You know, it's pretty exciting to walk through the day not having all this guilt, shame, victimhood, revenge, madness going on in my head. I'm just happy. How can I feed another stray animal is what's on my mind. And yesterday, if you remember that we ended with the Seven of Swords and I told you to not fall into the lies, exactly the same as yesterday. Seven of Swords. I'm drawn to the bird. Look at the bird on the bottom. He is screaming. Do you ever hear the blackbirds scream like that? They're going, caw, 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 right? You know what that's about? Don't listen to the lies. So you've got to, the moon on top, see? The moon is illusions and lies. The bird's screaming at you not to fall into it. Remember we had the moon in reverse? Don't fall into the lies. Now, what I told you about falling into the lies has nothing to do with them, has to do with you. Remember the thinking? Remember the thinking? It's all in your head. You are your worst enemy. But we still don't want to fall into the lies from the outside. But this card is saying that those lies are coming from inside your head. So I'd watched this a few times and try to figure out how you can master the skill of taking your cell memory, the memories that you have from childhood, the puppy and the dog, right? Become the man and the dog. Train the dog as he is needing to be trained through his experience from his past, just like you. That's what we were doing in Astro. We were training the animals and the people according to their soul contract. So you would go in this category because you're a master teacher. You'll go in this category because you know how to help people with their wands, right? You know how to help people with their superpowers. You're going to go over here. But it's not because I just like you, I'm going to put you in a good position like it is today in the Matrix, right? It's because of your powers, because of what's in you, your cell memory. So I could go on and on about this. I'm so glad you guys are listening. Seven of Swords again at the end, just warning you that you are your own worst enemy. The bird is warning you. Okay, and the card just flew out of my hands. And then we have the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck. We'll close with that, which is a new perspective. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you to get out of the Hanged Man position, go ahead, jump down, go into the water, and get a new perspective on life. Okay? So I am Miss Mystic, and I hope I gave you a bigger picture of what's really going on and how to really get out of this. Okay, so thank you. I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.